Let's just say you have a piece of glass crystal that you spend $100 making it in this country. You're going to send it to Mexico to have $10 of additional work done to it. They count it as a $100 export. Then they count it as $100 to come into Mexico from the U.S. Then they count it as a $110 import back in the United States. Now then, when you look at how they count, the real export figures to Mexican consumers are tiny. The used factory equipment coming from U.S. factories going into Mexico, new factories going to Mexico.
Are not bought?
No. It's a Zenith moves equipment from the U.S. into Mexico. That's used equipment. Then we count that as if Mexican consumers bought it. Nobody bought anything. Old equipment just came. Here's the real export story. You get down here, these are the phony exports down here. Here are the real exports here, about $7.7 billion. You take this thing into pieces, you take this big number here and take it right down to here, and that's what you're really talking about. And just remember this. If you want to trade, you trade with people who make money. You don't trade with people who oppress their workers and they don't have any money.
Here's what's happened to our trade surplus, and these figures are net figures. It takes into account everything that he's talking about in that small category. In 1987, before Mexico started lowering its taxes at the border, its tariffs, we had a $5.7 billion trade deficit with Mexico. After 5 years, the goods we make and sell into Mexico, the volume has been growing twice as fast as the goods they make and sell in the United States. So last year, we had a $5.4 billion trade surplus. Now, if that trend continued for another 2 years, and NAFTA will, by removing those barriers, greatly accelerate it, we will have a larger trade surplus with Mexico than with any country in the entire world.
We are 85% of the market. Canada is 11% of the buying power.
Of the total three markets.
And Mexico is only 4%. People who don't make anything cannot buy anything. Never forget that.
Your friend who makes the tire, and he's a union member, is going to benefit from this. Why is the unions aligned with Ross Perot? Why do we have this alignment of Ross Perot unions, Jesse Jackson, Pat Buchanan, and Ralph Nader?
Because some of them make the same mistake that, with all due respect, Mr. Perot makes. They confuse the bad trade deals in the past with this one, which is the first time we've been able to get one that's even Steven, with zero taxes on both sides. You know, I told you about my friend Gordon Thompson. The international president of his union opposes NAFTA. Gordon Thompson has taken the time to look at the facts, and he supports NAFTA. Let me tell you who else has taken the time. Every living former president of the United States in both parties, the two-termers and the one-termers. Every former Secretary of State, every former Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Treasury, every living Nobel Prize winner in economics, conservatives, liberals, everyone in between, they've never agreed on anything. Wait, let me just finish this one point. And distinguished Americans from Colin Powell to Tip O'Neill to Rush Limbaugh, Ross Perot Jr., the head of his business, Morton Meyerson, Orville Swindle, the head of United We Stand last time, and Ross Perot Sr. supported it until he started running for president and attempting to bring out the politics of fear.
Now, a good deal will sell itself, folks, just plain talk. 4 former presidents came out for it and couldn't sell it. All the secretaries of state came out for it and couldn't sell it. We had satellite going across 200 auditoriums across the country. That didn't sell it. Got Lee Iacocca for it. That didn't sell it. $30 million coming out of Mexico, and that is rotten and that is wrong, and that didn't sell it. $35 million coming out of corporate America to try to get out of this country, go south of the border and hire that cheap labor, and that didn't sell it.
Let me know.
This dog just didn't hunt.
There have been 23 studies of the impact of NAFTA on jobs in the United States. 22 of them have shown that it will cause an increase in jobs in the United States. The one that didn't showed that there would be a decline in illegal immigration, and they counted all of the illegal immigrants as holding jobs, and when they were taken out of the picture, they said that was a decline. Everybody else says it increases jobs in the United States.